Good afternoon all. My name is Ellis Richards. I'm here from Keep Fit Antigua. I'm introducing myself as part of the Life Conference and FinFET. I want to wish you guys health, prosperity, and wellness today on the 22nd of February 2022. My purpose today is to educate us as to how we can enhance our performance, our productivity, and financial wellness through being fit and healthy. First off, I want to discuss the topic of health. And health essentially can be defined as our body functioning optimally. There are many different functions that we can go into, but generally speaking, it will lead to, in layman's terms, us feeling much better and less lethargic, more energetic. A few things that we have to look at when our health is enhanced, like a vehicle maintenance, is essentially that we're able to perform better. The better we're able to perform is the more productivity that we get, which usually leads to greater results in turn. And how do we enhance productivity? We enhance productivity by maintaining ourselves. Our bodies are the biggest resources that we have, and often 2 times they're neglected. We normally prioritize working and other areas of our life rather than prioritizing maintaining ourselves. But once again, if we run our vehicles without oil or gas, it normally leads to the vehicle either stopping or breaking down completely. The same goes to the body. Enhancing our productivity and maintenance within our body is usually reflected by us putting in systemic changes that allow our body to function much better in time. So I will once again break these terms down so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Now, generally speaking, your body is functioned in a few different ways. We have brain function, which is usually focus, it's retaining of information, and it's usually, once again, being able to make good critical decisions. If our body is well maintained, this enhances our ability to focus at work. It usually enhances, once again, the quality of our work, which is reflected continuously in our production and performance reviews. The better the performance reviews is generally the higher gross we're able to get and attaining power. And also it reflects in our marketing ability to ourselves. The decisions that you make to eat healthy, exercise can greatly affect your ability to focus and once again to produce efficient and effective workloads. How do we do this? First off, let's look at essentially what a healthy body is. A healthy body functions systemically at its highest level. It generally means our blood pressure is functioning at usually 120/70. It generally means that our cholesterol levels are lower than 200, and it also means that our glucose levels are normally not fasting above 90. And what this essentially is affected is our ability to move and also what we consume. Lack of movement greatly affects the body and the productivity because what it essentially does is it forces the body into a sedentary mode. Once we produce a sedentary mode within our body, then the body starts to slow down. This affects our decision making and it also affects our ability to actually perform. So, I'll give you an example of how eating well can affect our financial ability. Now let's assume that we have an individual, 2 individuals. Individual A, who is sedentary, generally eats out quite a bit and once again puts no effort within performance of their body. So what happens is the person is more likely to consume more fast food, more eating out, which affects heavily on their financial ability. In other words, it does not allow the person to retain savings. So generally speaking, we're cooking as opposed to buying food usually means more retained savings. Once we enhance our body and we recognize that our diet affects our performance, we are much more likely, to retain savings through proper eating. In other words, less likely to eat out. What this then does is the quality of our foods are enhanced and we're more likely to put good nutritional content into our body, which directly affects our focus, enhances it, and once again enhances our energy levels, which generally means our productivity goes up throughout the day. Once again, even if you're a business owner or you're working for someone, more productivity usually means more yield. We can look at the flip side. If a person is more likely to exercise and take care of themselves, their decision-making abilities are normally better. Rather than eating high starchy foods, the person is likely to eat better quality foods, and once again, this generally reflects into their better performance through exercise, which also reflects more focus and more enhancement on their body's ability to function, focus, and increase productivity. So once again, we can see how basically retained earnings, a lot of it comes down from lifestyle. So what essentially happens is putting maintenance into yourself is usually a direct correlation because, as I said, we're less likely to make bad decisions. Alcohol intake generally goes down. Sweet drinks usually go down. Snacks usually goes down. And those are cost savings that can be directly reflected into a person's pocket. Those savings can be used to offset other costs. It could be used to start a business. It could be used to maintain the household, but generally speaking, it's a win-win situation for most people. The next thing, as I said, is once again, if we're feeling better, we're more motivated to essentially perform better. Rather than feeling lethargic at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we would probably be able to go right down till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Our productivity is up, and essentially, we can beat out any particular workloads that are thrown against us. And once again, when the promotions are normally there, we are likely to get it, essentially through enhancing our resource, our ability to work. Now, I'll give you some direct correlations and basically show you how this can be done. Our bodies are machines, very, 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 I would say, one of the most structurally complex machines there. They require significant maintenance. A simple reduction in maintenance can yield to your body underperforming by as much as 20 to 30%. And what that essentially means is lifestyle is going to be affected through our inabilities to enjoy lifestyle. Imagine you have a situation in which you're feeling lethargic all day. Then where's the motivated, what is going to motivate you, for you to be able to enhance your performance? We have to overcome that peak, and essentially what happens then is once again, we can basically put ourselves in a situation where we're diminished productivity. Simple exercising 3 times a week can enhance your ability to, 1, ward off certain things like high cholesterol, diabetes, and hypertension, which will extend our lifestyle and our life itself. And secondly, what it will also do for us is it can ward off Alzheimer's by as much as 300%. So we have to invest in ourselves today to create wealth for tomorrow. The longer we live is the more wealth that we can generate, which is essentially the better that we can feel about ourselves and enhance our quality of life. Secondly, cancer is a major killer these days, unfortunately. It also means that exercising 3 times a week can actually also reduce our chances of cancer by up to 50 to 300%, depending on the certain type of cancers as well. So in the age of the pandemic, where we have respiratory problems and we also have a lot of people who are susceptible to these things, this is also one of these ways to enhance productivity. Less time at home being sick, you recover much faster, and once again, we're able to get our productivity up. The fact of the matter remains is without productivity, there's no enhancement for our ability to move forward. The number one way that we can use our resources is our brain and our body are resources that enhance productivity. So simple maintenance can allow your body to focus in terms of, 1, particularly studying. You are more likely to focus when you're exercised and energized, which means that if you're doing courses and certifications to enhance your ability for productivity, to create wealth later on, you're more likely to finish those courses faster, and once again to enhance yourself. And I did say courses, I meant to say courses, not courses, but the point is, you are likely to finish these courses faster to enhance your marketability and your body as a resource. Therefore, this is a direct correlation once again in order to enhance yourself. Now, there's a couple of different ways that we can essentially start to get moving. If we're not already moving, we can start moving. One way is to enhance the circulatory system. The circulatory system is essentially your heart, your lungs, and essentially how quickly we're able to pump the blood flow once again into the muscles. How we do this is just by getting moving. Simple walks is a great way to start. If you do 30 minutes a day, 3 to 4 times a week, just to get the blood flowing, and once again to reduce the body fat, to enhance the circulatory system is a good way to start increasing brain focus. Brain focus leads to productivity. Enhancing our diets is another way. Eating more fruits and vegetables, eating less starchy foods, less fatty foods, less fried foods. We start baking and grilling as opposed to frying. Those things are great ways to enhance our circulatory system and our muscular system. So essentially what happens is we have less cholesterol wearing us down and once again causing us to feel lethargic. As I said, it will lead to a direct correlation of productivity, focus, and it will enhance our daily lifestyles so we can stay focused and put in more work down the line, whether it's for ourselves or it's for someone else. So once again, we started with exercise, walking, general walking 3 times a week. As we start that, then we have to start moving to a little bit more rigorous exercise. It has been proven that weight-bearing exercise is the only way to cause physiological change. What physiological change basically means is that the body is going to be enhanced systemically from within. And how do we do that? We start with simple weight-bearing exercises, as I said. So it can be done by simply pulling 10 squats, just like this. I'll show you a proper squat form that you guys can actually do at your desk, just to practice. So to enhance the circulatory system, every hour we get up, we can do approximately 5 squats. The proper technique should be feet or shoulder width apart. Your back and spine are going to be erect. And after you finish that, you're going to sit down and then you're going to push right back up. Now, when you start doing it, you may not necessarily look as linear as I do, but that's okay. This is a work in progress. As we do it more and more, our bodies will get stronger, our muscular system will get enhanced, and then once again, that leads to better systemic change within the body. So, as I said, every hour we get up and we'll do 15 squats, 3 sets, right? 4, 5 repetitions, right? I'm sorry, we said 15 squats, so that's right. So the total would be 5 repetitions, and it would be 3 sets to cause 15 reps. Now, what we're trying to do when we do that is essentially not to overload the body. We don't want to do 100 squats at once because what's going to happen is we're going to be at our desk, we're going to be fatigued, and when we're not going to be able to be productive. So the idea is to systemically build as we go along. The next thing to do is stretching. So before you start to squat, what you should be doing is just trying to do some circles, some stretches on your lower back, stretching out your hamstring. You can do some knee raises just like this to once again allow the body to remove itself from a sedentary state, and it starts to enhance circulation. Now, it may look very strange because we don't want to do excessive exercise at our desk, but after work now is where we can start doing something a little bit more strenuous. For a starting level, I can tell you 3 exercises that would be great tools to start with. First, we have squats. So then we can start enhancing 3 sets of 12, looking for 36. So your squat form is going to be down, standing back up. The next thing that we can do is, ladies, we can start with knee push-ups, and men, we can do regular push-ups. So once again, this is going to basically enhance the muscular system around the upper body to once again promote muscle building and efficiency systemically. We'll do 3 sets of 12 as well. So ladies, the proper form on the push-up is going to be literally coming down onto your knees. What you're going to do is your fingertips are going to be laying forward. You're going to come straight down until your chin is above your fingertips, and then you push back up. So the true way to do a push-up is the chest to floor. Your body is moving as one unit. The males, I will demonstrate one more time. So once again, this may seem challenging at first. If you're not able to get to a full 12 repetitions, I would advise you to reduce the intensity by going on your knees or bringing your knees closer to yourself. The male push-up, once again, is going to be down. And same thing with your chin going over your fingertips and you're coming back up. Okay? Once again, these things should be done on your own time to give you the ability to rest in between. There's another thing that I want you guys to do is just simply core building. You can simply do some either sit-ups or some crunches, and I'll show you once again what those are. So with the sit-ups, you guys are going to sit down with your knees bent. You can wrap your hands around your chest so you can keep them at the side. You're going to be lowering yourself down slowly. You're going to squeeze, and then you're going to pull yourself back up until basically your chest is as close as possible to your knees, okay? This is a very simple exercise. It is one of the most crucial exercises because it teaches us to essentially build the core systemically, okay? The last topic that I want to basically discuss to allow you guys to enhance your productivity, to once again lead to financial wealth, is water. Water is one of the most important substances that you can actually drink. The reason is because there's a direct correlation of dehydration to loss of productivity. 2% dehydration normally leads to up to 12% reduction in productivity. And so, that's my tip of the day. Please drink a lot of water and reduce the sugary beverages and the alcohol. And once again, we have to put some maintenance into our body to enhance our productivity so we can extend our life, our lifestyle, and once again, yield greater financial earnings down the road. Have a blessed day, and I wish you guys success in 2022.